Hello Capricorn, and welcome to Destiny Guided Tarot. Thank you for joining me today. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. As a general reading, of course, it can't resonate with everyone, so take what does fit and throw the rest away. If you like, you can also view your other placements. If you're not sure what they are, you can find out for free at Cafe Astrology, and I have linked that for you down below. So let's get started. This is messages, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the first week of January. Brand new year coming in soon, 2026. Who could believe that? Okay, so let's see what we have here. Ooh, nice start. Wheel of Fortune. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and one more, please. There we go. Oop. Hangman. He's supposed to be hanging, so upside down. Okay. Your story begins with the Wheel of Fortune, sign that life is shifting beneath your feet. A cycle is turning, perhaps an opportunity is emerging, a situation is changing direction, or timing is finally starting to work in your favor. This isn't change that you force, okay? It arrives, or it's change that just arrives, okay? Now, you might feel as though fate is placing you at a crossroads. For example, you could receive unexpected news like a job offer, have a sudden realization, or even a chance encounter that nudges you onto a new path. Okay, so flowing from this turning point comes the Nine of Cups, the card of wishes granted and emotional fulfillment. This suggests that the shift set in motion by the wheel is moving you towards something you truly want, even if you're not yet aware of it. Okay, you may soon find yourself feeling more content, supported, or confident. Perhaps a long-held desire begins to materialize, securing a home that you've been dreaming of, enjoying harmony in a relationship, achieving a personal goal, or simply experiencing a stretch of life where things just feel right, okay? But the story doesn't end there. The Knight of Pentacles enters as the steady, diligent force in your narrative. This is the reminder that while fate may open the door, it's your consistency that allows you to walk through it. You're being asked to commit slowly, methodically, and with patience to whatever opportunity or wish is unfolding. This might look like sticking to a routine, putting in sustained effort at work, or nurturing a project or relationship with steady, reliable energy. Progress may feel slow, but it's solid. Then comes the Page of Swords, representing curiosity, fresh ideas, and the early stages of mental clarity. With the Knight grounding you, the page sharpens your focus. You may uncover new information or see things from a broader perspective. Perhaps you begin learning a new skill, researching a path you want to take, or having important conversations that clarify your direction. This energy is inquisitive, asking questions, picking up clues, and challenging old assumptions. It's the spark of intellectual readiness. And finally, your narrative pauses at the Hanged Man, the moment of suspension. This isn't a halt, but a shift in perspective. Here, you are invited to step back, reconsider, or look at your situation differently before moving forward. It may feel like a temporary standstill, waiting for paperwork, reassessing a relationship, or taking time to detach from old expectations. The Hangman often brings the insight that allows you to move from what I thought I wanted to what I truly need. So, putting it all together, a turning point arrives that leads you toward emotional satisfaction or a long-desired outcome. Okay, to bring this into full form, you're called to act with dedication and reliability while staying open-minded and intellectually engaged. Eventually, you reach a moment where progress requires a new perspective or a temporary pause, allowing you to understand the deeper lesson behind everything unfolding. Very interesting. All right, so let's look into second week. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, messages please for January second week. Yep, there's one. Come on. Oh, there's two there. I put my specs on so I can read this. It's something wands. Okay, Three of Wands. The Star. I'm gonna move things there a bit. Sorry, guys. Okay. Three of Wands, Star. What else have we got? Ten of Cups. That's a nice one. And then we have the Empress. And one more, please. And the Ace of Pentacles. All right. So the second week of January starts with the Three of Wands, okay? Card of expansion, anticipation, and forward momentum. This suggests that you've already set something in motion, made a decision, taken a risk, or planted the first seeds of a vision, and now you're standing at a vantage point, watching your efforts begin to take shape. Okay? You may be waiting for a response, preparing for growth, or sensing that life is opening beyond your current horizon. For example, you might have applied for a job abroad, or begun building a business, expressed your desires in a relationship, or initiated a creative project that is now gathering energy. Okay? So from this hopeful vantage point, the star shines brightly over your path, offering healing, guidance, and divine reassurance. This card suggests you're not simply moving forward, you're moving towards something aligned with your deepest authenticity. The star brings renewed hope, clarity of purpose, and a sense that the universe is conspiring in your favor. You may experience sudden inspiration, emotional renewal, meaningful signs, or a reconnection with your inner truth. As your hope and alignment grow, you arrive at the Ten of Cups, a card of emotional fulfillment, harmony, and relationship joy. This is the happy ending card, not because the story stops here, but because you reach a moment of genuine emotional abundance. This could manifest as a supportive family environment, a relationship reaching deeper commitment, community harmony, or simply a sense of peace and gratitude flowing through your personal life. Then steps in the Empress, okay, the embodiment of creativity, nourishment, and fertile abundance. With the emotional harmony of the Ten of Cups behind you, the Empress reveals a phase where your life becomes more fertile. Ideas grow, connections deepen, and your environment becomes more lush and supportive. This might show up as creative breakthroughs, pregnancy or decisions around family, beautifying your home, nurturing a relationship into greater intimacy, or developing projects that thrive under your care. Finally, this lush creative energy materializes into something concrete with the Ace of Pentacles, the seed of new prosperity. This is the moment when inspiration becomes opportunity and nurturing becomes tangible growth. You may receive a job offer, start a new adventure, make a meaningful purchase, invest in something long-term, or begin a practical project that promises stability and abundance. So when you take this all together, you begin by seeking expansion and stepping beyond your comfort zone. Hope, healing, and spiritual alignment guide you toward greater clarity. This alignment brings emotional harmony and fulfillment into your life. And from that foundation of love or inner peace, you cultivate something beautiful, nourishing, and abundant. And finally, a new material beginning, practical, promising, and prosperous, emerges from all that growth. Very nice. So let's take a look at our third week. Messages for Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, third week of January. Messages, please. Ace of Wands. Ten of Swords. Six of Cups. Eight of Swords. And finally we have Page of Cups. All right. So the third week of January, your story begins with the Ace of Wands, a spark of new energy, a creative idea, a sudden burst of motivation, or a stirring sense of, I want more than this. It's the ignition of desire, the moment when something inside you lights up. This could look like inspiration for a new project, the beginning of romantic chemistry, a surge of motivation to pursue a personal goal, or simply the feeling that your spirit wants you to grow past your current circumstances. But soon after this, the Ten of Swords appears, a card of endings, release, and the collapse of something that can no longer continue in its old form. This suggests that before the new fire can fully rise, something painful or limiting needs to be acknowledged or let go. Examples may include the end of a draining relationship, a job, or a role that reaches its breaking point, emotional burnout, or a belief about yourself that finally collapses under the weight of truth. It's a moment of finality, yet also one of liberation. The worst is over here, and the dawn is just beyond the horizon. As this ending settles, the Six of Cups brings in softness, nostalgia, and emotional memory. It may represent healing through recognition, or reconnection, with old friends, past versions of yourself, or comforting memories. It can also indicate that something from your past resurfaces, not to pull you backward, but to help you make peace or rediscover something pure and meaningful. This could look like a childhood dream resurfacing, reconnecting with a supportive person from your past, rediscovering a hobby that once made you happy, or healing old emotional wounds with compassion. And then the journey moves into the Eight of Swords, a card of mental entrapment and self-imposed limitations. This suggests that even with the healing energy entering your life, part of you may feel stuck, uncertain, or afraid to move forward. The cage here is built from thoughts, not reality. You may feel paralyzed by fear of repeating past mistakes, unsure how to act after the ending that you've experienced, or trapped by beliefs like, I can't do this, or I don't deserve something better. The Eight reminds you that you can untie the blindfold, but it often feels easier said than done. And finally, the weekend's out. Story softens into the Page of Cups. A tender beginning of emotional openness, intuitive messages, and gentle new hopes. The page is vulnerable but curious, shy but willing. It's the return of your emotional creativity and innocence after a period of heaviness, right? This could manifest as a new romantic interest, an unexpected message of affection or an apology, a small creative idea that stirs your heart, or a renewed desire to trust and connect again. It doesn't promise grand resolutions, but it does promise a fresh emotional start, free from the narratives that once trapped you. So, putting it all together, a new spark is ignited, but something old and painful must fall away first. In the aftermath, you reconnect with gentle memories and healing influences, or the essence of who you once were. Yet, even as you soften, doubts and fears try to hold you in place. Ultimately, though, you begin to open your heart again, slowly but bravely, inviting emotional beginnings into your life. I think this is going to be your toughest week in January, Capricorns. And we have one more week to look into here. So again, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, messages for the first week of January, please. Or sorry, it's last week in January. My goodness. Going back to the beginning, aren't I? This last deck is a little different, so bear with me. It's the Arthurian Tarot, like King Arthur, Arthurian. There we go. Finally got the words out. Alright, so we start with Sword Queen, or Queen of Swords. That one wants to come out. Grail 10, which is Cups. This deck's a little bigger, so I have to shuffle it sideways because my hands won't go around this way very well. I have small hands. Okay, so just bear with me here. We got 3 more to go. We have Spirit King, or the King of Wands, is what that one represents. And then we have the round table, which I believe is like a Wheel of Fortune, right? Because it goes around. And one more, please. Yep. I'm starting to drop cards. Too many there. One more message card for last week. Thank you. Okay, I hope that's all in. Alright, I just want to make sure you can see them all there. Okay. So this begins with the Sword Queen, a figure of sharp clarity, truth, and uncompromising honesty. She represents the moment when your mind becomes clear and your voice becomes steady, when illusion falls away and you see the situation as it truly is. The Sword Queen cuts through confusion with both intelligence and insight. This may look like setting firm boundaries, speaking a difficult truth, making a strategic decision, or removing yourself from a situation that no longer aligns with your integrity. From this clarity flows Grail 10, card of emotional fulfillment, harmony, and shared happiness. After the Sword Queen's decisive energy, this suggests that stepping into truth opens the door to emotional peace and lasting joy. You might find deeper harmony within your family, experience the strengthening of a relationship, or feel a wave of emotional contentment after a period of difficulty. It can also mean finding your soul family or a community, those who support your heart and your vision. Enter the Spirit King, the counterpart to the Sword Queen, excuse me, but from a place of action, leadership, and passion. Where the Sword Queen clarifies, the Spirit King executes. He invites you to lead boldly, take initiative, and channel confidence into tangible movement. This might manifest as launching a project, stepping into a leadership role, protecting those you care about, or making a bold move in career or love. His energy is decisive, fiery, and self-assured. The journey then brings you to the Round Table, symbol of collaboration, shared purpose, and equal voice. This card suggests that your clarity, Sword Queen, emotional grounding, Grail 10, and leadership, Spirit King, are guiding you toward a communal endeavor where everyone contributes their strengths. Examples include joining a team where your insight is valued, initiating a group project, forming an alliance, or participating in a family or community decision where every voice matters. It can also signal finding your place in a circle of trusted allies. At last you arrive at sovereignty, the card of self-rule, personal authority, and sacred autonomy. This is the culmination of the journey where you claim your inner throne. Sovereignty means standing in your truth without apology, holding your boundaries, and recognizing your inherent power. This may appear as stepping fully into independence, claiming your identity, making a major life choice that honors your authentic self, or reclaiming power in an area where you once felt diminished. So, overall, You begin by seeing clearly and speaking your truth. Clarity leads to emotional harmony and genuine connection. And from that stability, you step confidently into leadership and action. You then form or find a circle of collaboration and mutual respect. And finally, you claim your inner throne, owning your power, purpose, and authority. Very nice. So I hope you enjoyed this reading or found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It's the way we share with everybody, get the message out there. You can also subscribe so you'll be and click notification so that you'll know when new videos are uploaded by me. And if this is where we're finished, well, then I will see you next month, hopefully. I thank you again for joining me. Love and light. Bye-bye.